Hello, listeners. My name is Charles Scott. The program which you are about to listen to is called Can We Talk? We come to you every week and we give you some tips on real estate and also on the economy. Let's just
definitely
give you an idea of what's going on. I'm here with Charles Scott Jr.
How you guys doing?
Introduce yourself.
Yes. Here we represent Tri-State Realty, and we're here to inform the public about what's going on in the news, not just real estate related, but things that can help you in your life.
Not only that, we are having a series. I mean, the last month or so we've been talking about not only the economy, but ways in which you can make some extra money.
Yes.
And some of the things you can do to improve your property. Right now we've got a little slowdown, so you know what? Now is a time that you still get busy. Maybe there's some things that you may want to do to improve the value of your property. So today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can do and give you some tips as to what to do. You're always keeping busy. If you go into a fast food restaurant or any restaurant, when they're busy, everything gets messy. Then when they slow down, the boss always has everybody go clean up the counters, fill up the salt shakers, fill up the sugar. You reposition yourself for the next crowd. So now in real estate, it's a little slow down, but this gives you time to go in and start sprucing your house up to add some value. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what do you need to do to add value to your property.
Correct. Now, as you see, even though it's a slowdown, what I say is more of a transition as you're going from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Right now, in the next couple of months, we're going to have advantages for the buyers as far as, they'll be able to see more inventory. They'll have more choices, as far as what they're going to choose for a house. The past, I'll say 2 years, you saw a house, you put an offer on because you don't know if there's going to be another house similar to that afterwards. But now, as we're seeing, inventory is going to increase, and this gives you time to slow down, make your game plan, what you're going to be your next step.
Luckily, the jobs market is still strong.
Oh, yes.
Matter of fact, I think I saw where it said there's 2 jobs for every single person out there.
Yeah, that's unprecedented.
So that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing for real estate, especially because the people that loan the money, they watch these figures and they say to themselves, well, we get nervous if there's not going to be enough people to pay the mortgages. But, we found that we had a person that was buying a house, and in that particular situation, he got laid off, was on a Friday, and Monday he had another job.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. In the same industry also, he was able to transition from one job to another and not even have a gap to where the bank wouldn't deny the loan. They actually still approved the loan.
Right. In that situation, what happened was that he switched jobs just before the closing. However, one of the things that the bank required is that he be on the job at least 2 weeks to have some pay stubs to show that he was still employed, and that also that his income didn't drop.
Yes.
Because they want to make sure you're still making the same amount of money, and they want to make sure you still work in the same field that you work.
Correct. Now, we're not recommending you do this. This is, an event that happened, but we recommend when you're looking for a house, don't change jobs, don't change industries, and don't buy furniture or finance anything until after you buy the house.
After you buy the house.
After
you buy the house, everybody in the world will be trying to sell you something.
No, yeah.
They get the list. They say, oh, John Jones just moved into 3 Ellsworth Avenue. And the next thing you know, everybody in the world, they want to sell you a new car, new furniture.
From landscaping, everything. You'd be surprised by the amount of mail someone gets when they get a new house.
That's right. Everybody's your best friend that wants to sell you something.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Then you can actually do something without it affecting your credit or without it affecting you buying a property. So, like I said, one of the things we want to do today is give you an idea. If you have a house right now and if you're thinking about putting it on the market, some of the things that you might want to do to increase the value is the curb appeal. I always tell everybody, when you are looking to sell a house, the first thing that people see when they pull up is the house itself. And so, if you have in the summer, we would say plant some flowers around.
Yeah, we approach fall. What I would say now is what we're seeing is, like, for example, we had a house where the mailbox, it was an old rusty mailbox.
Exactly.
We recommend it, get some black spray paint or silver spray paint it, maybe scrape off some of the rust, and have it sitting straight up, or even replace a mailbox. You'll be surprised, little things that catches people's eyes, and they say, well, maybe if the mailbox is this unmaintained, what's the house look like on the inside?
Exactly. And it's not something that will cost you a lot of money.
Not at all.
I'll give you a couple of tips. Like my son said there, in that particular case, it was a mailbox. The mailbox was leaning over a little bit, and it had been rusted. It had been out there for a while. I mean, go to one of the hardware stores, get yourself a little can of paint, prop it up, spray paint it. This minute you go up there, you see this bright mailbox. It makes a big difference. And also, the railing had been a little rusted. The railing had been there for a while. Spray painted. This is an actual situation that we did. Spray painted the railing, and then on top of that, if you have some sidewalk or stairs that are crumbling a little bit, it doesn't take that much to putty them. In other words,
not at all.
Matter of fact, I had the house in Stratford, the same situation.
Yeah, same situation.
The house had been lived in for a while, and then you have the rain that comes in off the gutters. It gets into the cracks, and then it opens up the concrete.
Exactly.
So all you got to do is, go over it, make it a little bit better. And in one particular case, what the gentleman did is he painted the stairs and also the landing gray.
Yes.
To give it more of a curb appeal.
Yes, grays and whites, I would say, are good colors to go for, not just for the outside of the house, also inside. For example, in the basement, we've seen that before, where they paint the basement completely gray. And you taught me something. Sometimes they mix like a little glitter
They
inside.
got the glitter.
Yeah.
And when you see that, and you talk about curb appeal, that's right too. If you go to a place like Home Depot, you can ask for what they call the battleship gray, or the light gray paint for indoor-outdoor concrete, painting on the concrete. And what you do is they have the glitter. It's a little packet that looks like oatmeal. You pour it into the paint, and you have to mix it up. They mix it up right there for you. Now, when you roll that on the floor, you paint it. It gives it a textured effect. It's like a
design almost. Looks very nice.
If you see a photo, it looks like carpeting. You're looking, you're seeing, is that carpeting on the floor? And a gallon of paint averages around $27.
Yes.
So if you got 2 gallons of paint, there's $54 right there, and you take that old, dirty-looking basement, sweep it up, and paint it, and it looks great.
Looks amazing.
Now, if you really want to go overboard and really improve a dirty, dingy basement, you buy yourself one of those paint sprayers. You can plug them in.
You can rent these machines also.
You can even rent them, right. You could probably rent it for $15 a day. You pour the paint in there, put your mask on, ventilate the basement, and you go around and you spray paint all the walls, the concrete walls.
Spray paint everything.
And then to top it all off, if you really want to make it shine, you can get two ways you can do the ceiling. You don't have to put a drop ceiling in.
Nope, not at all.
You can paint the ceiling black, because when you look up, how many times you go into a mall and where they have the ventilation system, or in an office building where they have all the pipes and everything up there. They paint it black. You look up, you don't notice it. Your mind tricks you. It looks like a ceiling. You don't even know the difference.
Exactly.
And the other thing you can do, if you really want to snazz it up a little bit, go to a fabric store.
There you go.
Get yourself long rolls of the black fabric, really light fabric, and a staple gun. And you staple it across the entire ceiling, and it looks very pretty. It
looks amazing. I mean, we've recommended customers do this, and we've had some take our advice and do it. It saved them a bundle, because to have an actual drop ceiling put in, it can be expensive, and then you have to go around pipes, cut the tiles just to be perfect, but with the fabric is more, adjustable, more manageable.
Well, the thing about it now, imagine walking down into a basement, dirty, dingy, musty basement, and now you're looking at it, you got cobwebs, you got, the flooring. Now you walk down that same basement a week later, it's nice and bright and beautiful, and you got the walls and the flooring. And what did the whole thing cost you? Less than $100.
Less than $100.
Less than $100. What it takes is just a little bit of work on your part. So that $100 might increase the value by $10,000.
And also another trick you showed me, at the entrance of the basement, put one of those timers, spritzers, air fresheners as you call them, that go off every about once an hour.
Right.
So if you're trying to sell your house, people walk down the stairs, they'll get
They go,
hit with that smell first.
smells good.
Yeah,
And
good basement.
Right. You could buy those at
Anywhere.
the big box stores, Walmart, Walgreens,
Yes.
Home Depot. You know, and you put the little fragrance in there, and it's battery operated, and you can time it. You can time
Yep.
it to spray like, what is it,
Once an hour,
every 5
5
minutes
minutes.
or 15 minutes or
Yeah.
an hour, every hour on the hour. You put it down in your basement, so when you open that door, you don't smell the moisture. You don't smell it doesn't smell like a
It
basement.
doesn't smell basement-y at all.
It smells nice and fresh.
Smells fresh.
Now, what you're doing is you're adding value with the same thing that you have. We're giving you some tips on what to do, because now when you go down there mentally, that triggers in your mind other things that can happen, because
Yes.
now the person going down there is saying, this could be really fixed up to be really nice. You know, this could be that extra room that I need. This
Yep,
could be
or
that playroom.
office.
So that what's happening is that a lot of people right now are having to gear down. When they get pre-qualified for a mortgage, they may not be able to afford that 3 bedrooms anymore. A lot of people now, because the interest rate went up, they have to go back into their bank and get re-qualified. Because maybe before they qualified for a $400,000 house.
Exactly.
Now the rate went up, they may qualify for a $300,000 house. So rather than waiting forever for the rate to come back down, or waiting to save more money, jump into the market now, go out and buy the $300,000 house, because you have been requalified for a lesser amount. Buy the
Exactly.
house, and then later on the value goes up. You're in the game versus paying rent, because remember, the rents are going up.
The rents are constantly going up. The thing is, you see here, once you have the house, some people may think, I'm gonna live here forever. I mean, the stats say most people live in houses maybe 3 to 5 years at tops. They sell the house, move on to the next one, or they go back to renting, depending on what their life puts. They may have to move to the other side of the country for a job. But don't think of it as your forever house, because it may not be. It may be just a stepping stone to your dream home.
Exactly. So another tip, what happens when you have a house that's, you know, maybe a little dated, you know, people today in their mind, they have everything modern.
Yep.
And if you have the woman's looking at the kitchen. She's wondering, okay, well, what kind of kitchen do I have? You know, the men want a man cave. The woman,
Hey,
well, you know,
there's she sheds now, too.
now they got the she shed. They
She
got
shed.
equal opportunity.
Yes.
You see, everybody's seen the commercial on TV. The she shed burned down.
Exactly.
So, you know, you got the she shed, but in the kitchen, one of the things that I've seen is some of the older houses have the brown cabinets. You know,
Yes.
they have the brown cabinets, and when a person goes in there, the cabinet itself doesn't show the light. It sort of dulls everything.
Yes.
So we got a quick fix for that too. You ready for it? Here we go. On the cabinets, what's everyone want? What color do you think out there? They want the white cabinets.
White wooden cabinets.
White cabinets. So no problem. We go to get a good quality of paint. Get
The glossy paint, right?
glossy,
Yes.
indoor glossy paint, or they call it semi-gloss.
Semi-gloss. yes,
Semi-gloss, glossy. In other words, shiny as you can get it. That with a base, with a base that can cover over a darker wood.
Yes.
Now, you only need a gallon.
You only need a gallon.
A gallon and a fine brush. You got to get a fine brush, not a big brush. A nice fine brush, maybe 2 inches across,
Yep.
but with fine bristles, so that you don't leave a lot of lines in it.
Exactly.
And what you do is you put a couple of coats. You put a coat on, you let it dry for a day, then you come back and put another
Put a
coat.
second coat on.
Right. First thing you do, I forgot one. Step one, take the knobs off.
I was going to get to that after this. Yeah, also, after the paint dries, you put, let's say, 2 coats, maybe 3, depending on how dark the wood is. What you can also do at your local hardware store is buy the knobs. These knobs, they screw out, and you can get some pretty fancy looking knobs. I mean, they can get pretty expensive too, right? $3 to $4, but there are also some good ones that are just $1 or $2 each. Imagine you paint the cabinets white, you change every knob, like a brand new kitchen. People think you took out the old cabinets and put in new ones, but you just repurposed them.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you walk in now, imagine what it was like. It was the brown cabinets. You look at it now. We've had people say after we've done that, oh, maybe I won't sell it.
Oh, yeah, right now.
It looks nice now.
I want to live here now. Stay here.
And these are fixes. We're not. It's not costing you a lot of money.
Not money at
I mean,
all.
a can of the glossy semi-gloss paint is about $40. It's about $13 more than the other paint.
Yes.
But and get the good quality. Don't get an inexpensive paint.
Yeah.
Because you want to get something with a lot of pigment in it that's going to cover the brown
the dark
cap,
wood.
the dark wood. So now all of a sudden you've got nice bright white cabinets. You put on I like a nice gold knob on there,
Yep.
or a finished
silver.
brass silver knob. And so you imagine what that would look like. You walk into that kitchen, everything is nice and bright and silver or gold. And that makes a world of difference. So for $40, maybe the knobs will cost you another $50, depending upon how many knobs you have.
Exactly.
So for less than $100, you've changed the whole interior of that kitchen. And you know what I'm thinking as I'm talking?
Yes.
Maybe you're not selling your house. Maybe you want to just do this to improve your
just want
living there.
Living area, increase the equity of your house.
Maybe
Definitely.
you just bought a house. And maybe these are some ideas that you want to do to improve the let's say quality or the life of the cabinets, and also to make it look better.
Of course, impress your friends and family. They come in and say, "Hey, what you do different here?"
Got new cabinets.
You can lie to them. Oh, I had to remodel the whole place. I had a guy come in, tear everything apart.
Well, not only that, and here's another thing. Maybe you're not looking to sell your house, but maybe you're looking to refinance your house.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
When you refinance your house, the bank sends an appraiser out to see what the value is. And depending upon how much the value of your house is, they will give you can do what they call a refi cash out.
Yes.
You could either refinance it for the same amount, or if you want to borrow money on the house, the more value you have, the better. So what happens is that when they see those cabinets, all of a sudden your house is going to be worth more money. So you can borrow money on your house. And so these are some of the tips that we're telling you, and some of the things that you can do to add value to your particular property.
Because everyone's in different situations. Some people just bought houses. Some people have been in their houses for a long time, and now they want to say, maybe it is time to sell. So these tips can be used all around the board.
Exactly. Add value, add equity if you're looking to sell the property. And this is just a couple of things that we're telling you about. In one particular case, let's say that, for example, your flooring. Say the flooring is older flooring, and you want to do something to improve the flooring. Well, one of the things you can get is the inlays. So you can get the tiles.
The tiles, the stick.
They have two types. The one type that you can put the glue underneath, and they even have a type where you buy a can of adhesive.
Oh yes.
And you can spray the paint onto the floor, and then because some of the times with the ones that come, the sticky ones, they may not stick as well.
Exactly.
So you buy yourself a can of adhesive and you spray it, and then you put it down the tile. So now you've taken that floor that maybe looks as worn and tattered, maybe it's a dull looking floor, and you go in and you put down the stickies down on your floor, and you tile your whole floor.
Now at that point you have the floor done, you have the cabinets done. I mean, the only other thing I would say, people can get a deal on appliances. Don't buy, I would say, brand new stainless steel. You can get a deal on a lot of used appliances and put those in the house. And at that point, you have basically a brand new looking kitchen.
Exactly, and you haven't spent a lot of money.
Not at all.
Not a lot of money. When someone comes in and they're looking at your house and they look at a house, no one's ever said to us, well, how old is the refrigerator? How old
I've never gotten that question.
They don't ask those questions.
Nope.
In other words, they don't say, did they buy it brand new? Did they buy it used? Did they just buy it? They just look at it and they say, oh, it really looks nice.
Very impressive.
It really looks nice. So what we're saying is that these are some tips that you can do, and these are some things that you can do to improve your house without spending a lot of money.
Exactly.
Here's another one that I just found out recently. My kitchen was a little dark, and I had the electrician come in and put some lighting up underneath the sink and on the sides. So, it cost me a little bit of money because he had to drill and have the wiring go from there into the outlet and install the lighting. And then here I was walking in.
I was gonna say, tell me what you found at home at the local appliance store.
At the local hardware store. I'm going along and I'm like, oh, wow, there's light like I put up. And I looked and I said, I said, this is a wireless fluorescent light that works on batteries. And all I had to do was take it, peel the strip off, pop it up underneath the cabinet.
Stuck right there.
Put the battery there, turn it on, boom, a light.
And it's motion detected.
Right,
Unlike the one the
that I paid
electrician.
all the money to put in.
Unlike the one the electrician installed, this one you found at the hardware store. You walk in the kitchen, it comes on.
Right,
That's
you
an
can find them at
improvement.
any home improvement store. So things have changed. No wiring. Don't have to worry about leaving the light on.
Nope.
In other words, you just it's a long light. It's about it can
And
be
it's,
any
think
length
about
you
this:
want.
it's magnetized, where you can take it off, change the battery, and put it back. So it's easy maintenance.
Easy maintenance. Just pop it up underneath your cabinet, and when you come into your kitchen, it pops on. You go out, it goes off. I'm like, wow, this is you know. I paid $300 to install the other one. This one costs about $30.
Yeah, remember I saw one was buy one get one. So
Buy one get one free. Right?
remember that one?
Yeah.
Now imagine you do that to the kitchen. So now you have a kitchen with white cabinets. You have new flooring, new appliances, or used appliance, but who knows? They look new to you. You walk in the kitchen, the lights come on automatically at night. Looks like a very modern, upscale kitchen.
Imagine that. So what you've done is you've improved that entire kitchen, and it's cost you no more than about $400.
Exactly.
$400, and you don't have to pay somebody $400 a month on an easy pay plan for the next 2 years.
Exactly. If you would have
which
bought
they-
those appliances, they would try to get you on.
Right. And you know, the appliances will cost you a little bit more, but you could shop around for the appliances.
Yes.
And what happens is a lot of people, they go out, and especially now, going back about a year ago, it was hard to get new appliances. New
Yes.
appliances were hard to find because of the supply chain. But now what I suggest you go to is go to what they call a scratch and dent store. Because if an appliance comes in and it's got a scratch on the back or a scratch on the side, who cares? You're going to put it into to the kitchen.
No one's gonna
and
even
there's
see
a
that.
cabinet right on the side where you're going to slide it in. It could be perfectly brand new. Could have maybe a couple of scratches
Couple
on it.
dents.
It went from $800 and they're selling it for $300. So these are some of the things that we're trying to tell you to give you an idea where you could improve that particular house.
Exactly. And I was going to say, not just the scratch and dent. Some people may say, well, I don't have one in my town. Well, you can check Facebook Marketplace. I recently checked. There is a lot of appliances on there, from ranges, which are stoves, to refrigerators, and also Craigslist also.
Right. A lot of people actually are selling appliances. You have situations where sometimes people have what they call what do they call it? Estate sales, where maybe they're moving, and it's too expensive for them to take the appliances with them.
Exactly.
Or someone's coming in and they want all brand new appliances, and so they're selling the old appliances. So you just got to do your homework. You know,
Yes.
again, what is the ultimate time to do it? Now. You got time to do your homework.
Time to do is now, definitely.
Right now, while you got a little downtime, do these things to improve the value. And guess what? While you have the downtime, you're still making money.
Exactly.
Because you're adding value to something that you already have. So therefore, when the end result comes in, what you have is worth more money. So
Exactly.
therefore, this is some of the ideas and some of the tips that we're giving you.
And I was going to also say, as you have time now, because, you know, I'll say right now we're approaching the holiday season. By the time spring comes, if you keep watching every episode, remember to tune in every week.
Tune in every week. We got
You'll
tips for you.
apply these tips to your home, you'll see the equity explode. You'll say, wow, I can make my house look like something that can be sold for a higher price.
On top of that, many of you out there, I'm going to give you a quick fix right now that won't cost you a single penny, that can add thousands of dollars of value to your house. Many people out there may have an older house with carpeting in it.
Oh, yes.
But guess what? Underneath that carpeting, you probably have hardwood floors.
Very true.
The new thing now, everybody wants what?
Hardwood floors.
Hardwood floors.
I have some showings I go to, people see carpet, they're like, oh, I don't want the carpet. But what, less than 15 years ago, carpet was all the rage. Everyone loved carpet. But now it's hardwood floors. Whether it's fake or real, they like the hardwood
They
floors.
love hardwood floors. And what happens is the ones that with carpet are usually real wood underneath there.
Yeah.
Now, what's that mean? Well, if they got a laminate floor or a thin wood, you can't get a machine in there and buff that out.
no.
You're going to destroy the surface. But if you get those nice, hard, thick, half-inch wood floors that are
They
underneath,
don't make them like that no more.
boy, you get that sander and you can sand it down, and then all of a sudden you put a little stain on there. Ooh, nice, rich-looking floors.
Yes.
That'll add value to your property.
A lot of
And
value.
if anything, the only cost is going to be to rent the sander.
I was going to say, rent the machine.
Rent it. It doesn't take that much to operate it. You hold on to it like a vacuum cleaner. You go across the floor, you sand it down. It's got a receptacle on the back that collects the dust.
Yep.
You can rent it for a couple hours. Go to places, a hardware store or the box stores, you rent it for a couple hours and you bring it back.
Exactly.
Then what happens is you go in and to the paint department, you pick out the color of stain that you want, and you put the stain down and you roll it across the floor, you let it dry.
Looks amazing.
You just went from a carpeted floor to a nice
hardwood floor,
shiny
looking
hardwood floor.
nice.
You know, I mean, and it doesn't cost you a lot of money. Now,
Not at all.
this is really going to surprise you. What happens is that who do you think utilizes all of these tips that we're giving you? The flippers.
Oh, yes.
These are people that you see on TV that buy up an old house or a dated house. We're giving you their tips. They might call us after the show and say, don't give them any more tips.
These are the tips that happen during the commercial break, because after you come back from commercial, the house looks all fixed up. Yeah, I remember when people are flipping houses, they're looking to save money to maximize their profit.
Right.
You watch stuff on TV, I must say TV has a certain fantasy to it where that reality show has sponsors that may bake those refrigerators, and they don't want you going to buy it used. They want you to buy it brand new.
Right.
So tune into us for the real deal.
This is the behind the scenes.
Yes.
This is how you can create that value. This is what the resellers and the flippers do. So when you walk in there, they bought a house and they just made $40,000 or $50,000.
Exactly. This is real estate, I'll say. This is what our series is. Real estate.
We want to put money in your pocket so
Yes.
that you can see these things. And it's something that you can do that doesn't take a lot of time.
Exactly.
So again, my name is Charles Scott. I'm the broker for Tri-State Realty, and we are a full-service real estate company.
Yes.
We can not only give you an idea of some of the things you can do, give us a call or watch our future episodes and tell your friends and watch us on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say that in closing. Yes, the show doesn't end here. We're on social media. You can call us at the number below and ask us any questions you may have about this episode or current episodes or future episodes.
And until next week, God bless.
Amen.